they're burning something new, we smell it, we see it, we feel it.
Joe Ritchie has been living across the tracks from this hazardous waste incinerator in Cohoes, New York, all his life. The smells are nothing new, but what they were burning was. Earlier this year, Ritchie and others learned this facility had been burning millions of gallons of firefighting foam laced with a set of chemicals known as PFAS, which studies show are linked to cancer and other health problems.
They have this chemical that they, again, have no idea what it's going to do when it burns, and they just want to get rid of it.
The foam, records show, came from the Department of Defense, which has phased out its use in recent years because the PFAS chemicals in it contaminated water and soil at hundreds of bases. The DOD's solution for getting rid of the stockpile, Spotlight on America discovered, was burning it.
Well, the Department of Defense has been wildly irresponsible, and I think they were counting on no one finding out what they were doing.
But Judith Enck, a former regional administrator for the Environmental Protection Agency, and others did find out about the burning, which had gone on in 2018 and 2019.
We have to nip this in the bud.
Enck helped get a moratorium on burning foam here and has been pushing for a state law to end the practice in Cohoes permanently. The city's fight to highlight the dangers of incinerating toxic PFAS has become a national example, with federal lawmakers now calling on the DOD to stop burning the foam altogether.
There is no incinerator in the country that can safely burn this material.
But Spotlight on America discovered the DOD has spent as much as $16 million in taxpayer dollars, handing out federal contracts to get rid of millions of pounds of firefighting foam collected from installations in 48 states by burning it at incinerators nationwide. This despite the EPA saying the effectiveness of incineration is, quote, not well understood, and the DOD itself saying the process would likely produce toxic byproducts.
And unfortunately, the solution they chose, the incineration, is unstudied, ineffective, and reckless.
Jonathan Kalmus-Katz is a staff attorney at Earth Justice, which sued the DOD this year, saying the department broke federal laws that required them to do environmental testing and ensure the burning of PFAS is done at a high enough temperature to fully break down the toxic chemicals.
DOD is really kind of sending this off into unknown circumstances and treating the surrounding communities as its test subjects.
The DOD, which told Spotlight on America it couldn't comment because of ongoing litigation, has said in court filings the environmental testing wasn't required and the law related to temperatures didn't exist when the contracts were handed out.
This is their problem. What they really need to do is hit the pause button and accelerate their research and development abilities and figure out what to do with this.
Just last week, the DOD and EPA announced they were teaming up, launching a competition to find innovative ways to safely destroy PFAS in toxic firefighting foam without using incineration. The prize, $50,000, feels like a slap in the face to people in communities like Cohoes, where residents are now living with the effects of breathing potentially toxic air for years.
Almost all the community members felt betrayed, disgusted, and very sad because there's been damage done that honestly won't be able to be repaired.
I'm Josie Sturman for Spotlight on America.